And we're back.
Welcome, everybody, to the Cavalry 87.
Number 87. It's, time flies when
Crazy.
you're in a dark, cold basement.
That's right.
But good to see you, buddy.
See you, buddy.
Happy almost New Year. You had your Christmas festivities in Omaha.
Yeah. Happy post-Christmas recording.
Did you get any cool presents?
Well, yes. Well, I will.
Oh.
I don't know if that's my topic or not.
Am I stepping on a
No,
premise?
it's not. You're not stepping on anything by asking if I got gifts. I don't know. This will be a pre-show. This will be pre-show. I just was talking to Aaron about this. Well, first of all, okay, let me first ask you, how was your Christmas? It's not all about me.
Sure.
As my sister said repeatedly over the break. It's not just about me.
Oh my, drama. We had a great Christmas. We went to Seattle to see my parents. Everyone took COVID tests right when we get there. I don't mean to shame you if you guys didn't, but my mom had like a whole testing center set up in the basement.
Yeah.
And I will say, no matter how confident or well you're feeling, because you take like that home test, you wait 15 minutes, at least the one we did.
Mm-hmm.
And when you put that little thing and close the little book and you wait and you set the timer, that's a harrowing 15 minutes where you're like, am I going to be the one who ruins Christmas? Am I going to be the guy? And like, then when you get the negative result, it's like, it's crazy, but you feel like you're going to live forever. Like you dodged a bullet. You're like, I'm invincible, And then when everybody got it, it was like, this is going to be the greatest Christmas ever, We're all going to live.
Yeah.
So I kind of like the COVID test Christmas. I hope it sticks around for a few years because it was very fun.
Yeah,
as long as no one gets it. As long as no one's positive. If someone's positive, I mean, it's a high risk, high reward.
It's a different feeling.
Yeah, it's a high risk, high reward situation. But that was good, and we did the thing that you were talking about, where you left a gift unwrapped, and we took it out of the package, and I put it together. My daughter got this from Santa. Got this puppy spa salon thing where you can wash the dog with the little handle, whatever, all these parts. So I took it out and had it all set up for as if Santa had dropped it off. I mean, it was, she's still pretty young, so it's hard to tell, but I think she liked it.
I'm sure.
But good Christmas.
That's good.
Yeah.
We did the, what's it called? What are those instant tests called? Not acetate.
Yeah. Not PCR, but I just call them the at-home test. But yeah, there's another antigen
test. Yeah. So we were getting into Omaha, and we had to like pull over to the side of the road, and Erin had them all on her lap on a pillow, trying to keep track of which is which. Okay, handing back the thing. So we did that before we arrived, so we could tell everyone, all right, we're clean to whatever degree.
Did they see? It's
accurate.
awkward to ask people to do it. Like, did they ask you to do it, or did you just volunteer?
No, we had all agreed, like over text chain. Someone, was like, hey, I think we should all do this just as a safety thing, Yeah. And so we're all, everyone was like, yeah, sure, okay, that sounds good. So let's do that. So we all did the test a bunch of times. I did 2 of the rapid tests, I think. But, so we were all clean, we show up and we're like, all right, we're all clean. Cool. Let's go to Johnny's comedy show at the comedy club in Omaha where literally nobody is masked.
I know, because then it's like you're clean, but it only lasts, you know what I mean, for that second. That's what I mean. You get like a 10. You get like a 10-minute high, but then unless you just quarantine from that point on, it means nothing because you could go to the supermarket and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had a good Christmas in Omaha.
Oh, good.
My brother's family, they got kind of scared. They were supposed to come the 23rd, and he had like a work party, and then they emailed, and they're like, there were 2 cases of COVID of people getting COVID from the party. So if you were at the party, quarantine, get tested, blah blah blah. So they had to wait for his results. So they ended up deciding not to come. And my brother was, going to jump off the roof of his building because he hasn't been home in 2 or 3 years or whatever. So he came by him. He got tested a bunch of times, so that he came on Christmas Day.
Okay.
And everyone left on the 26th, but we all were together for the second half of Christmas.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm glad he made it. Yeah, it was the first time my family had all been together in a couple years. Just the immediate, my brothers and my grandma and my aunt and uncle, my parents. So it was good. It was kind of like, what I remember. It was funny because it's funny, you commented on Instagram, but every Christmas Eve, that side, my mom's side of the family, they would have pizza for dinner, and it somehow became a tradition. They used to like have meatballs, but then like one time something happened, they had to order pizza, and then everybody looked around, they were like, yeah, I think this is just better than the meatballs. And so
they ordered pizza and it's better than the homemade meatballs?
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Yes, I can. I'm just surprised that someone said it. And I was like, hey, let's
well,
make
I was
Papa
like,
Murphy's the new tradition.
Well, that's the thing. It used to be Little Caesars. It's just like the shittiest pizza chains. And Little Caesars, not because they were bad enough, just went out of business, the one they used to go to. So now they order Papa John's. And I'm like, I mean, it is Christmas Eve. We could elevate the pizza. If we are going to order pizza, we could like switch it up a little bit, go to like the local place. It's like a little bit, but no, they like Papa John's. And then my wife, Heidi, she has a dairy allergy. She can't do cheese. So you would think, oh, what's the solution? She gets to go to the fancy pizza place and get the like vegan cheese pizza. Like her one pizza costs like basically 5 Papa John's. And I'm very jealous of hers because like, man, hers looks like, even though it's vegan, it's like, made well or whatever. But I was like, I can't believe I haven't brought this up to Johnny before, because this is like his heaven. Like, forget the homemade shit. Order from Papa John's. Everyone's happy.
I see now you're like ripping on Papa. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like the franchise, the factory crank out that just appeals to me, or that I feel like does it right, because like you're sitting here like, oh, we could have gone to the place where the Italian guy does it with his hands. I swear I would prefer. This is a very unpopular. This
is what Papa you John's. Need backup on.
This I know you're right. I worked at Pizza Hut.
I like that you're making the Italian guy fingers as you tell it. I worked at a Pizza Hut. I tossed the pizza to dough.
I thought the frozen dough patty. Oh no, but it's great. I don't know. I mean, you put that next to a local. Oh, this guy's from Italy. I'm sure that's weird. I'm sure the Italian guy makes weird pizza. For my palate, that's not what I'm used to.
Right.
Is that a real tomato? Yeah, I don't like that on my pizza. Give me the whatever sauce, the very consistent sauce, and I love it.
I will say
I don't know why it's looked down upon. It's
well, and like, yeah, it was good. I love pizza. I think we've talked about this before, but let's get into it, because what else? Bet. I don't know, unless we decide to start talking about like real issues or something. This is pretty much all we have. So I will say, like, I do like the actual guy from Italy, but like that what do they, Neapolitan style, or where they make it in the actual wood burning oven. I think that is really good, right?
Okay.
But that's always the thin crust, and there was something sort of like really nice about how the Papa John's just this gigantic thick crust,
tons of bread,
huge amounts of bread. But I feel like so my aunt, they get Papa John's makes a thin crust and it's like healthier, because it's like less bread. So they order a couple, and my grandma likes it, and my aunt likes it because it's less bread. And I was walking by, and I just got the pizza. I knew not to take the thin crust because like that's for a certain group. So it's like that's something we could talk about. But like you don't take, if you can have any pizza, you don't take the specialty one that someone ordered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I never go for the plain cheese for that reason because I'm like I like all the stuff. I'm not gonna take somebody's plain cheese slice away.
Yeah, because they might not like all the stuff.
Right. So but I'm walking by with my regular pizza, and my aunt just goes, "Wow, that's a thick crust." Like, well,
did you take it and just put it in her face?
I was like, you don't have to be. I didn't ask for the thickest. I didn't look through all the ones and try to pick the fattest ass of all the pizza. It's like this is what they do.
Do you remember Pizza Hut used to have the triple decker? Do you remember what that was?
No, I don't. I remember a lot of the pizza fads, the stuffed crust, a lot of those. I do not remember the triple decker.
So that's when I worked there. That's what they do is they take a thin crust, they put it, and then they put cheese on it, and then they put another thin crust on top of that, and then they like seal, then they kind of roll over the edge of the circle, and so it seals it. So it's like the crust is a cheese sandwich between two, you get what I'm saying? Between two thin crusts. And then you put the sauce on top of that, and then the toppings and the cheese on that. So it's like the crust has cheese throughout the whole thing. And that's called a triple decker. And that was at the same time where they still had, and they still have, but the stuffed crust. So what I used to do is I would make a stuffed crust triple decker, and I would hide it in the back of the, the freezer thing, and make my own little for my meal. And my boss told me, he said you can't do that because it's like, it's a lot of cheese. I'm taking a lot of ingredients. Whatever, it's Pizza Hut. Come on, they can afford it. And one time I went in there to go get, after my shift, I went to go get my crust. It was all ready. I just had to put the toppings on and put it in the oven. He had taken a Sharpie marker and written on the top of across the whole top of that top thin layer. And he wrote, "I told you no. I told you no more of these." I was like, God. It's marker. I probably could have still eaten it.
You have to be the only Pizza Hut employee of all time that's ever been reprimanded for eating too much of the products. And not just that you're eating too many pizzas. Cheese. You're making, they're like,
yeah.
But I love it. The triple decker stuffed crust. Suck on that, Italy. You know what I mean?
That's right.
America, you guys are still doing the same shit with the little wood thing in the oven, thin crust with 2 blobs of mozzarella on it. Yeah. We're
called
inventing.
Innovation.
Exactly.
It's called innovation.
No, there was I don't remember that. There's a place called, I think it's only a Northwest thing, but called Papa Murphy's. And it's
I love it.
Do you know what it is?
We get those all the time.
They have them.
Those are really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have them in Wisconsin. Yeah.
And they have a pizza within a pizza. They had I think it's the Cowboy or something like that, where it was like a double, and it takes like an hour and 20 minutes to bake because it's so much.
But they call that stuffed crust.
We
got one once, and I thought it was like Pizza Hut stuffed crust, where it's just string cheese in the crust.
Yeah.
It's like Chicago stuff. It's like, it's
right.
all the toppings are inside it. Because I was like, this is supposed to have pepperoni. And they're like, yeah, it's in there. And I was like, I don't think it is. And then we get home and I realize, it's inside.
Yeah. You take it back. You're like, there isn't. They're like, this is an 18-pound pizza. It's like, there isn't enough cheese. Try again. There was an orifice in here that didn't have cheese. Yeah. So anyway, pizza for Christmas Eve. You guys should try it. See if you can get Papa John's next year in Omaha.
I'll put it out there. Well, you know what's funny is we might have even had that as well. It wasn't Papa John's, but one of the nights, my brother-in-law just got a bunch of pizzas, and I wonder if it was Christmas Eve. So maybe we did do that, and I just didn't put it together. I probably commented
Wow.
on yours while I was eating pizza. Oh, that looks so good, Andrew.
Oh, I wish I was eating pizza right now. I
Yeah.
thought of that the other day. This isn't a topic, but like, I don't know if this is like a stand-up premise or what this is, but I just had this thought where do you ever get jealous of someone doing the exact same thing that you're doing in that moment? So like sometimes like exactly what you just said, but like sometimes I'll be like I'll see somebody and they're like eating a big piece of pizza and like god damn that looks so good, and I'm like in the pizza parlor also eating pizza.
Huh?
I feel that happening to me sometimes, like I don't know, in all sorts of different situations, but
That's like
it's the
I don't know if
most
you
out of the moment thing you can be. Like, you know, they talk about being in the moment and like
yeah.
just feeling what you're like that's the most out of the moment possible, where you literally can't even comprehend that you're doing the exact thing that you wish you were doing.
But you never did. You never smoke cigarettes or chew
No,
ever, right?
no.
See, that makes me think of like times where, because I smoked a while. I used to smoke a while back, and where I'd be like smoking a cigarette and be like, God, I could go for a cigarette right now. And it's like, you can't. What am I gonna light another one? You just have that craving while you're doing it. It's like, oh man, I don't know what happens now.
You're like, I'm down to one cigarette at a time. I'm actually cutting
Yeah.
back.
How much do you smoke? Oh, a pack at a time.
Yeah.
A pack a day? No, a pack at a time.
Like those like carnival guys with the whole
Yeah.
pack in their mouth.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right, so now let's see here. We'll see. I just thought of what one of my topics will be, but let's see if maybe this will morph into a topic. But this, because I just was upstairs talking to Aaron. We did our presents late. We did ours when we got back. So we did ours on the 20. Well, we did it like I think the night of the 26th. Yeah. So I've talked about this on the podcast. Aaron always says, "Well, let's get things for the house. Let's get things for the house." Okay.
Right.
Well, we did not decide to get a new fridge or a new oven or whatever. So I just was like, "Oh, we're just getting each other gifts." And every time I would ask her, "What do you want? What do you want?" She would just say, "I just I like stuff for the house." So I got her an air fryer that she had said we were sitting in bed a long time, a while ago, and she was like, this is a good one. Yeah, this has, that's nice. It has this. It's the triple. It's got the air fryer, it's got a microwave, and it's got a toaster or whatever it is, So
Mm-hmm.
all right. So I got the Breville. And that's what it was. And I got her, and she also had mentioned that we need a 12-inch, maybe it's 18, whatever, a big huge pan. Okay, or whatever. So
Wait,
I got her.
Time out. I thought you were gonna like win the argument by saying, "And I also got her a new ring," or "I also got her, a pretty jacket," or
No,
no,
No.
also
a
a
pan.
big pan.
All right, this is not my topic because I will not be getting back up on it. So, anyways, I got her a big pan, and I also got. Oh, to be fair, I did get her a Ryan Adams T-shirt and coffee mug. Who I really like him. And I guess she likes him too, but that was more. I want her to have more stuff of his. So that's what I got her. Okay, and
Sure.
and then I got her this silky pillowcase that she liked. So we're upstairs, and I'm like, hey, I need some topics for the podcast. It's in 12 minutes. And she starts saying, well, why don't you talk about how I always every year I get you things that you want, and this year you get me something you want. That's something that we can both use, like the air fryer. Like she didn't, and when she opened it, she was like, nah, do you have the receipt? Like that's a terrible response to a gift, whether it's an appliance or not. She's like, I didn't know it was going to be this big. I didn't know it was this big. I didn't settle on it. I just thought, oh, this is cool. So I think she was backpedaling. Because I was pretty sure we had locked in, oh, we like this model. Let's do this. When we get rid of the microwave, we'll get this air fryer microwave type thing instead. But apparently this is too big. So most of what I got her is being returned and just not, we're going to get
Well, that's so
use
funny
that
'cause
money towards a stove or something.
it's the opposite in my family where everybody, no matter what the gift is, we always have to preface it. Like my mom especially, that's where it comes from, but everybody else does it too. But it's like, hey, just so you know, you can totally take this back. Like as they're opening, you can take this back. I have a receipt. You might not like it. Don't get your hopes up. And then they open it, and then you have to go. Then because they've said that, you have to put on a bigger show. Like, no, this is totally what But I've never heard of anybody.
You said something about a receipt?
I never heard of anybody going. Just the first thing, like, you kept the receipt, right? That is so bad.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I couldn't get mad. I was like, this is so I was excited. I was very excited because I was like,
But I'm disappointed for you because
big gift.
the air, and it's, a big package. But the air fryer is such a cool, man. You guys have an air fryer and this is like a replacement, or is this
No,
your
we
first
don't.
air fryer?
We don't. But I mean, it's huge. And my buddy Connor has like a little, toaster oven, small air fryer. But he complains about it because he said you can only make like 4 or 5 wings at a time. And they take 18 minutes to air fry. And then by the time the next batch is done, so you're just making them and eating them. And then, you can't have a whole batch at once anyways. So I was like, well, we got to get a big one. And we don't have a lot of counter space. And we have no place where this would go. Which I didn't think about, but I just figured, hey, we agreed we're getting this, so let's all just get it.
I'm disappointed for you because I think the air fryer is the greatest. I mean, I got the air fryer.
I think we're gonna get an oven that has an air fryer in it.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So we have to replace our oven at some point.
I remember seeing that because we have just the air fryer, like the one that like started the whole revolution. I don't know, the Sasori or whatever the brand is.
How big is it?
It's pretty big. I mean, it's like 3 toasters. Is that how big yours is? It isn't.
The one I
also,
got her is very big.
Okay.
It
doesn't have a
big
microwave.
A big microwave.
Oh yeah, there's no microwave component to it. So.
Okay.
But I remember seeing the commercial for the oven that was like, "Hey, this is an oven and an air fryer." I was like, "Oh well, shit, that's gonna kill the air fryer company." Who wouldn't just also want their oven to do it? I was like, yeah, game over. You guys should have patented that or something. I don't know. But
that's what we'll do.
I will say I got an air fryer as a Christmas gift. I think it was last year, but it was from my parents. So I don't know if that changes the equation.
Is that the one you use?
Yeah, and I love it.
When you still have
and it's the greatest Christmas present I've ever received in my life. It's changed my life. I love my air fryer. I'd kill for it.
Aaron's very hard to get gifts for. I don't know if that's fair. Maybe that's not fair to say. But maybe I should say I suck at getting my wife gifts. It's like all of the best gifts I've ever gotten are like, 90% of them are from Aaron. I mean, look at this. She got me. This is one of the things I got this year. And she prefaces it by being like, oh my God. She saw the big box for the air fryer. And she was like, oh my God, are you kidding? There's a big box for that. And then there's a big box. The pan was in a big, huge box. So that looked like something exciting. She's like, oh, I feel bad. No, this isn't fair. This isn't fair. And then when everything's opened, turns out she got, a pillowcase. That's what she didn't return. And then
she even returned the pan?
She returned the pan today. Yeah. Well, that's because it has Teflon on it. I didn't know non-stick always means Teflon.
Wait, is Teflon's like a cancer thing or something?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some big documentary that we have both seen about it's
I
awful.
should look into my pans, I guess.
But it doesn't say Teflon on it. It just says non-stick, but that basically is what it is. So we have to get ceramic or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, that got returned today, and then I'll probably return the air fryer in a couple days. But so she gets me like very thoughtful. See, look at it. How cool is this? Look at this. It's a little Air Jordan shoe, but guess what it is?
AirPod. It's the odd pad.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the odd pad. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is cool.
It's very. I mean, it's very big and lumpy, but I don't take it like it. I don't.
Don't try.
No,
and
I love it.
minimize
That's what everyone says when they see it. My brother was like, "Oh, that's huge and clunky," but I'd never put this in my pocket. I always have this on top of the fridge. I put them in my ears, go for a run, come back, put them here. So I love it. This is perfect.
Yeah.
And then she got me. I love it. She got me. She blew up one of the official photos of me in the marathon. This is my first marathon. It's me running. She blew it up and had it framed, and I love it. But I don't want. I guess we're gonna put it in the office. But like, I don't know if I felt bad because I maybe I didn't look super excited. But in my head, I was like, well, this is gonna. I hope when people see it, I hope they know it was a gift. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing about the gift is like.
Yeah.
Anyone that sees this has to know it's a gift because otherwise
that's the gift.
It just looks terrible.
You should just caption that at the bottom. Like, by the way, this was a gift.
Yeah.
I did
or just
not.
Best gift I ever got.
Yeah. That's very funny. But here, I have a solution for you because you say you suck at buying your wife gifts. The next time you're about to buy her a pan for Christmas,
think about anything else.
Think about the time she got you those thoughtful things and go, wow, what would she get me a pan? Or would she think of something I like and try to incorporate that into the gift somehow? And then we could always just buy a pan later.
Right.
At the pan store or on Amazon.
As we're having this discussion, and I'm like, whoa, because this like she took the gloves off. She's like, thought she's helping me come up with topics. She's like, well, why don't you talk about how you got me all this shitty shit? And, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. What? We already discussed, this is where you're being completely honest. And so she's like, oh, I like bath oils. I mentioned Apple Watch, AirPods. I don't have AirPods. And she's like rattling off all this stuff. And in my head, I'm like, okay, Apple Watch. Like trying to remember what she's saying, and then she's talking to me, and I'm like writing it in my phone, just to remember. And she starts looking at my phone like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Nothing, none of your business, none of your business." And she's like,
"But wait,
what?
Which occasion?
You're being rude. You're being rude."
Which occasion are you thinking of using those as a gift?
That's the thing. I don't have it. I mean.
Does she have a birthday coming
October? It's in October.
Yeah. I mean, by then, it's possible she may have gotten herself a pair of AirPods or.
That's true.
But maybe not. So,
Well,
and oils you can always use.
Oil?
Yeah.
Yeah, essential oils or bath oils, whatever.
You just come home with
I feel like I have gotten her good gifts in the past.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's been ingrained in my brain so much. I just want stuff for the house. And then before I came down here and I asked her for topics, she was like, no, I always say instead of us getting gifts, let's get stuff that we need for the house. Not I'll get you personal nice gifts and then you get me shit that you get to enjoy too.
And
which is what happened.
Hey, and this is the Cavalry, and I back you up, even though this is an official topic, so I feel liberty to do this. But if the roles were reversed, you would be asking for backup on the fact that you were gifted things that both of you can use, whereas your gifts for her were things only she can use.
That's very correct. However, there's a reason that isn't the case, and it's because I never said,
right,
just get me stuff for the house. I just want things for the house.
Well, I'm sorry.
She will be listening to this.
I'm sorry you ruined
told me
Christmas.
She's like, I will be listening to that episode.
Oh, good.
You're getting. Yeah,
I have a funny story. So remember,
I
texted you just about listenership. I texted you because when those Spotify Wraps came out, my brother's fiance, she sent me a picture and she's like, "Oh, it was my most listened to podcast, right?" And I was like, "Oh, that's cool, She listens to the Cavalry podcast on Spotify. That's great." Then she said at Christmas, I don't know, the day after Christmas or something, we were having dinner or whatever, and she goes, "I do have a confession to make. I fell asleep listening to one of the episodes, and I woke up and I had played like 15 episodes of the Cavalry in a row, and that's why it was my most listened to podcast. And I was thinking, I was like, why would she feel the need to share that?
You?
And I think it was because she was like, I don't want him to think I'm like an actual fan of the show. That would be embarrassing.
Right. Ugh. He'll think less of me.
Yeah. But so ego
Hmm.
blow. But hey, that's okay. If you guys want to sleep to the Cavalry and just let it play all night, that works.
Yeah, we'll take
those,
it. We'll take
those
it.
numbers count the same.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay. Well,
All right, so I have one that's related to Christmas.
okay, do your
I'll ease
related
into
one.
that.
Yeah.
So we do, and I just thought of this one, I think. But we play there's a game called Oh Hell. I don't know who started it or whatever, if it's like an official game, but we've been playing that forever. So now at holidays, we all play this game called Oh Hell. It's just a card game, and the next generation down, like we'll play it till 2 a.m. or whatever, and the next generation down has gotten older and older and older. So I guess I don't know my topic. If is it at what age is it appropriate? Like, I make my brother do the dirty work of telling the 18 and 17 and 16-year-old nieces and nephews, you guys got to start your own kids' table. You are not playing cards with us, even though you've watched us play cards your whole life. And now you're basically adults. You're at college.
But why don't you want them to play with you?
I don't care, but it's I'm throwing my brother under the bus here. He's the one that was like, how do we tell them?
Okay, but wait.
They got to start their own table.
What do you think he thinks? Is they're like it's not fun to play around them, or they're going to hear bad words?
Well,
or
it's your nieces and nephews that you've
I know,
watched
but they're
grow
18.
up. I know that. Andrew, I know that. I don't know.
understand. So what is it though? It's just because you might say something adult and you're just embarrassed to say it around these kids.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
very
yeah.
intrigued. I remember being like that age, and well, first of all, that's weird because I would thought you were gonna say younger because I remember being like 13 or 14 and just dying to be at those adult tables and listening to those discussions and hearing those things
Yeah.
adults say when kids aren't around. Like I remember thinking like I loved that,
Yeah.
But at 16, 17, 18, I didn't want to be around. I thought I was too cool for the adult stupid card game. I wanted to be off doing
Well,
something
they
else.
are too cool and they are cooler than us, but so they're off doing their own thing, but when they're locked at home and they have no option,
I
as
see.
well, then you might as well hear the gossip of
So how did it go when you told them to not?
So one brother was like, we were at my sister's and he was like, hey, who's going to be the one to tell them they got to start their own table? And so in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, we are keeping it generational. All right. Cause I'm not, I don't like conflict. I'm not. So if they're at the table, then they're playing,
Yeah.
And so, I was just like, okay, all right, I guess. Well, I said, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to be the one to do it. And then we end up moving to my other sister's house. And before I went to that house, my sister, whatever other sister was like, oh, will you bring James with you? Who's another, nephew. And I was like, I don't think our brother wanted like younger kids I think that we're just kind of keeping it just adults. And she was like, oh, well, that's okay, whatever. That's kind of crappy, whatever. Okay. So I go, and then the other two are there. They're all playing, like the other two from the other family. So then I was like, well, what? Now I look like the big turd. And so I had to
Yeah.
text my sister and be like, hey, Dottie and Jack are here playing. I didn't know. Sorry. I
And
thought
then
we
did
weren't
you
doing
bring
it.
over?
I could have brought, no, because no, I'm not going to go get them. I mean, it's a long drive. So I was like, well, it's too late. We're here.
Uh, is there drinking during this game?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not a drinking game, but I mean, yeah, we're drinking until 2, 3 in the morning.
So is that part of the reason like nobody wants to get drunk in front of minors?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that could be it. I don't know.
Yeah. So what do you need
Yeah, I
backup
mean, yeah,
on?
that's it because we're all making each other laugh and saying what. There's no holds barred on what you say. I mean, yes, an 18-year-old.
They tell stories too,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Uncle Johnny got drunk and
No,
talk
trust me,
shit.
they have worse stories they could tell. They have nothing to do with the card table about Uncle Johnny, but
So wait, what do you need? So what do you need backup on? Like the fact that you got screwed because
well, so do you do you think I don't know what I need backup on. Do you think so in your head? It sounds like you're not on the same. You think, well, there's no problem. Once they're 18,
well,
whatever,
I don't.
just
I've
have them
never
at the
been in that
table.
situation. Like I'm trying to think like with my
Yeah, because your daughter, who's what,
We-
1,
yeah one.
is the oldest
Only
and only in that
we couldn't be in
generation.
a more different situation because like you have like a billion brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
and then I have two brothers, and neither of them have kids, and
Yeah.
Heidi has a brother. He doesn't have kids, so nobody, there's no kids around. So I'm just very now. My cousins have kids, and they're about that age now, but we just don't that the family's too extended now, and with COVID and everything, we don't get everybody together anymore. So I don't know how they handle it, but I don't know what to tell you. I feel
I don't
like
know.
I would be just let them play or let them in, and they'd get.
See, and I feel like this is an age group where it's like, saying it and on paper it seems like that's ridiculous. Just let them play. They're basically adults. But like a little in previous years, we would play during the day, like after dinner or whatever. We're playing games. Oh, okay, we're playing. We're letting everyone play. Oh, there's a 5-year-old that wants to learn. Come on, play. This is all right. But the real game starts after when it's just adults, and it's just kind of become a gray area as they got older, where it's like, well, am I part of the adults yet?
You know what you need? You need like an official jumping in process, or like an official, like you graduate high school or something, and then now you get to come to should be like the mob or something. It's like once you hit this feat in life or this age or whatever you decide it is, then you get to go to like the adult hell game.
Yeah, but now it's too late because there are cousins or there are nieces and nephews at every age. So if we try to instill that now, it'd be like, all right, no, yes. Like there's just.
But then there's like, okay, so who was the youngest of this group that went this year?
I think when we were playing late that second night, I think 16. He's either 16
Okay,
or 17.
so that's it, 16.
But the one I could have brought, he's a freshman in high school.
See,
Whatever
you didn't bring him, too young.
That's right. Well, that's not why.
That's the cutoff.
It was a misunderstanding.
No,
Yeah,
but from
right.
now on, that's the cutoff, and that's what you can tell them next time. It's like, yeah, you weren't 16. Once you're 16, you're in the game.
Yeah,
You got to have a rule. You got to just have an arbitrary. That's why there's arbitrary dumb numbers rules. Like that's why you got to be 16 to drive. They don't know that you're not good. There's probably 14-year-olds out there who drive way better than some 18-year-olds.
That's true.
But they just had to pick
number.
You had to pick a number because we can't let fucking 6-year-olds drive. So you have to pick a number.
That's good call. Good call.
Yeah. So you got to pick a number. I'm saying 16 because that's the precedent now. Got to be 16. That keeps out the riffraff. And plus, like, 16-year-olds can stay up. as late as they want, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
There's no bedtime for a 16-year-old, so
Yeah.
there you go.
There you go.
You can
All right,
drive, you can play Oh Hell. That's it.
yeah. All right. That's the new rule.
That's the new rule. I solved it for you. There you go. Back
Okay.
up. Okay. So this is good because you are a newish Prius owner. We've talked about that on the show.
Mhm. Yep.
I want to talk about something. So first of all, I'll tell the story, and then I'll say what I need backup on. And I think you'll back me up. But
Okay.
we drove back from Seattle to Portland. It's usually about a 3-hour drive, but Seattle had a big snowfall, and it was cold in in the Northwest. Again, it's so funny because you're like, why would you ever watch the weather? Well, when it snows in the Pacific Northwest, it's just wall-to-wall weather coverage because it's like the apocalypse,
Yeah.
So they don't really plow well or salt, so the roads are pretty messed up. And we were driving on the freeway, and even though there's no traffic, everyone's going like 45 miles an hour because it's like icy and snow on the roads. And this car comes up behind me, and I'm in the left lane, but it's like in a situation, it's not like a 4-lane highway where it's like, oh, you're in the fast lane. What are you doing? You're only going, everybody's everywhere. Like there's no passing anybody. Right. It's just everyone's going 45 miles an hour on every lane, and everyone's like keeping a lot of distance because there's a bunch of Seattle drivers who are scared of snow. And so this one dude, though, comes racing up behind me, and he's like tailgating me, like as close as you can get, like as bad as you can get in any situation. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? Okay, fine. So Heidi's like, just let him by. So I put on my blinker to change lanes.
To get in the right lane?
But there's like 6. I mean, it's like, Tacoma, so there's like 5 lanes or something.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, I'll get over or whatever. So I'm getting over, but then there's somebody in my blind spot. So I'm like, so my blinker's on, but I'm not getting over right away, so I got to wait, for my spot. And he gets so frustrated, I think, from seeing my blinker on, but I'm not getting over. He gets over in the shoulder. He tries to pass me on the shoulder, but he didn't see there's a median divide coming up in the shoulder.
Okay.
So it's like a big block. He's about to have a head-on collision.
Yeah.
And so he swerves into me, sideswipes us, and then takes off.
Oh,
and he goes.
I saw your tweet, and I was like,
it's this
no way.
Big, Trumpy SUV. And I got the baby in the back and the whole thing. And so, I mean, it was a very minor collision. Like, there's a little dent in the car and everything.
How fast? So you were both going about 45, or he's
going 45
faster?
miles an hour. I mean, he was going faster at that point because he's passing me, but like, and then of course he just takes off.
How much of his car hit yours?
Huh?
How much of his car hit your car? Was it like?
It was like
side to side?
Basically like side to side. Yeah. So you just kind of bump me, like in the movies, and people are like, on the edge of a cliff.
Pretty significant.
Yeah, it was scary. And that's the thing. When you have an accident, the first thing, I don't know what happens if you've ever been in an accident or what you think of, but in my mind, I'm always like, because I've always been the one that gets hit,
Okay.
In my mind, I'm always like, they can't do that. That's the first thing I thought. Hey, he hit me. Like Heidi said that. Heidi goes, hey, that guy hit you. Hey, he hit us. Did he hit us? And I was like, in my head, I'm like, he can't do that. Can he? Can he just do that? And then he just took off. And I was like, he can't do that. You can't just leave. And of course you can. By the way, anyone listening?
I have been in many accidents. And my thought, because it's usually me hitting them, and I'm always like, ooh, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. But here's for those of you listening, you're like, oh, you have to stop when you're going to. You don't have to stop. He just took off. There'll be no consequences for this guy. I tried to call. I was like, call the police. I was like to Heidi. I was like, we got to catch this guy because I'm not going to speed after him in my Prius with our bald tires on these icy roads, So I'm like, whatever. He's gone, but call the police and let's report it. And they're like, yeah, do you want to wait 3 hours for a state trooper to come to take your statement, or you can file a claim online when you get home? And I was like, okay, I'll just go fuck myself, whatever.
Yeah.
So, God, he'll get away, But I only say all that to bring up. Well, first, what else are we going to talk about?
That's terrible, man.
No, but everybody's fine. Everybody was fine.
At any point did you ever think, oh, what was his license, or try to look at it? As
No,
he was
see, that's the
off
thing. Like, not
it's just
until
too fast.
not until he was gone. Where it's like, oh, I should get his license plate, but then he's already like 4 cars ahead of me, and there's no chance. That's why I'm like, people should. I guess unless you have one of those dash cams, I bet it's pretty rare anybody actually catches the plate.
Yeah.
But everybody's okay. You know, it was traumatic at the time, but everybody's fine. But I think, and Heidi brought this up too, because it was a big, honking SUV, and it had an American flag, something hanging on the.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we did see. It had something hanging on the dash when he was tailgating us, so we could see that, and like a flag or something. There is real Prius prejudice out there, and I don't know, and I wonder if you felt it. Like, even if you're driving, and in this case we were driving slow, but it was very easy to see. It was basically like a traffic jam. It's so crazy to think, oh, if I pass this one car, then the next one, you're still stuck.
Yeah.
So, like, I think he was extra mad that a Prius was blocking him, because the Prius is the gay little environmentally friendly car that they all hate. They think, oh, here's a soy boy driving his Prius. But if it was a Tesla, which is actually much more environmentally friendly, it's an all-electric car. So, oh, that's cool. Tesla.
Yeah.
Tesla doesn't use any gas. At least the Prius is using some gas. So I don't know. Have you felt, because I felt that before in my life when I'm going, like, I could be going 90 miles an hour on the freaking on an arterial, right? And there's still, it'll be like a semi-truck just like redlining it, trying to pass me because they're so mad that they're not in front of the Prius. I mean, it's a car. A Prius is just a car. It's a car that can go just as fast as your Corolla or your Camry or whatever your Yukon.
Yeah.
Have you felt that at all as now?
I mean, I have that in my head as far as I don't know if I've experienced. I haven't had mine as long as you, granted.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's real. And you drive around enough, especially over there in Wisconsin and Michigan, and when you go on the road, I'm telling you, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah,
it's real. These people are mad.
I believe it.
There's Prius prejudice out there. It needs to stop. If you can hear this, and you get extra annoyed, you're like, oh, some Prius in the fast lane. Just think to yourself, am I mad because there's a car in front of me, or am I mad because it's a Prius?
Well, do you have any bumper stickers on your Prius?
No bumper stickers. No bumper stickers.
Okay, so
the only sticker
that helps your cause. See, we have the Teach Peace. My wife, because she's a teacher, so she has the Teach Peace, which is just like, I was like, don't put it bumpers. People know. People know we think Black Lives Matter. They know that we teach peace. They know, we don't need
the Prius
to double
is a bumper
up.
sticker. The Prius itself. But no, if I had a Teach Peace bumper sticker and this guy's in front of this guy, you wouldn't be talking to me right now. He would come back and finish the job.
Yeah.
You would have been so mad. The only sticker I have on the Prius is a catalytic converter shield warning to any would-be thieves. Cat shield protected. Don't even try it, Jack.
Someone told me, I just was talking about that with someone, and they're like, maybe it was my brother Ben. I can't remember who, but they were like, it's good. It will get stolen.
You get a cat shield. I think they actually work. I've done some anecdotal research. It's going to cost you a couple $100, but it'll save you a big headache.
But a guy at the dealership who has no stake in the game at all, he was the one that told me to just sell it. He's told me, if you buy this car, go sell your catalytic converter and have it swapped out with, one that doesn't have whatever Prius, whatever valuable mineral is in Prius ones. You sell it for, $2,000 or whatever, however much, and then just get a $200 one. And but he said, those because I mentioned you, it was right after yours got stolen. I was like, well, how about those shoes? Like, it doesn't. That's a joke. They go under there with fucking what's the thing that cuts through metal? They go under there with a blowtorch and they just.
Yeah, I don't know, buddy.
I don't know either. It hasn't happened to me. I'm new to the
cat shield.
Cat shield.
No one's even tried it. No, I don't know. Maybe it is because I didn't realize because I didn't realize what you just said there. I was not aware of is that I know that the Prius ones were more valuable. I did not realize they were like 10 times more valuable. So the one I got it replaced with, I'm sure, is not the catalytic converter I have now. I'm sure is not as valuable as the one that.
But you don't notice any difference, right? I mean,
yeah, a little rattle. But no, it's just not as quiet.
Performance-wise. Oh,
no,
okay.
Performance-wise, it's the same.
No.
So.
Maybe I will do that just for the money. Well, how much did you pay to have the shitty one put in?
Steal your own catalytic converter. That's when you know you've hit hard times.
Yeah.
And you're under your own car slicing off parts. Just get the shield. This will be a great experiment. If you get the shield, and then we'll know. If you never get it stolen, we know it works.
How much was... Wait a minute. So how much was your...
Right now,
your
I have a
one?
shield guarding a shitty converter.
Piece of garbage.
It's just occurring to me now.
Yes.
But hey, doesn't
You're protecting something they don't want.
Right. But right now, I feel like if you slid under a Prius, right, and you're like, fuck, somebody already got this one. This one has a shitty converter. You're still going to take it because you're like, well, I'm already down here. This is still some money, because they steal catalytic converters even out of other cars. It's not just Priuses.
Oh, okay.
So if you do the trouble of sliding under, getting your blowtorch out, you're down there, you're going to take whatever's there, and then I still have to go get it replaced, and then it's a huge hassle, and I have to pay. It cost me more than $200, whatever it was more than $200. And so,
what's 200? Where do you come up with that?
You said that the one I have now is only worth.
Oh,
$200
okay,
or something.
okay. I don't know. I was just pulling.
It was closer to like 1,000, right? So it's still going to cost me $1,000, right?
Wait, so the one you have now, the shitty one, is $1,000?
That's what it costs to put it in,
and
then I think it was like an extra 100 for him to put the shield on or something.
The cat shield.
The cat shield. Don't even think about it. Don't even try it.
I got a kitty guard on my car.
Meow. But so what I'm saying is, if they go down there, they're stealing it either way. So really, in my mind, the cat shield has worked because it's not like they're down there like, oh, this one is a crappy one, I'm not taking it. They probably can't even see right now because of the cat shield. They can't tell if it's good or bad.
And for all we know, mine could have a shitty one in it that I don't know.
Exactly.
Mine could have a crappy one in it.
Exactly. So go get the shield.
Previous owner.
No, do what you want. Live on the edge.
All right, so I have a let's see. I have a discussion topic. I don't have an angle as far as this is not a topic because I don't have a.
Okay.
But something to talk about since we're on the holidays. How do you cut? Have you ever cut anyone? Well, you guys don't even do holiday cards, so this is a moot point. But ours is very out of hand. But how? And I have cut zero people off the mailing list. 0 people.
Okay. Well,
I mean, some people that are on our mailing list, our only communication is the card, and then when they say, "Oh, we look forward to your cards, we love them."
I have some ideas. So first of all, anybody moves, they're out. No new address. You know what I mean?
Oh wow. It would be 25% the size of it is now if that's the criteria we went through.
You keep people like that you desperately want. So in your mind, there's some people on, like you just said, they're on the fence. You're like, I don't care.
It's not like I'm like, oh God, I want to save $6 on stamps each year by getting rid of 12 people.
Come on, that's part of it.
Aaron came up with this. I was asking for a topic. She was like, "Well, how do you should? That's what you should talk about." But what's the harm? It's a stamp, So this is just a discussion point. I don't want anyone listening to be like, "Does Johnny not want to send me a card anymore?"
Well, what's the harm is not just that it's a stamp. It's that. Wait, do you physically go print out all the cards and then put them
we do
all in
it through.
envelopes?
Well, we do it through.
One of those sites.
Yeah, but what's the super cheap one that people
Like
got business
Shutterfly?
cards? No, cheaper. Well, you remember when you got business cards?
Vistaprint?
Yeah, Vistaprint. Vistaprint is if you do postcards instead of a card that goes in an envelope. Oh, it is significantly cheaper. And this is a tip for people that are making holiday cards. Don't click on the holiday themed postcards because those are more expensive. You design it yourself with a holiday theme and you just do it as postcards regular.
And yours is better anyway because you're already wearing the Santa hat or whatever. So I know what it is. I'm not confused. I don't need a border of a Christmas wreath to tell me that this is the Christmas card. That's a good point. Vistaprint is hilarious because I actually I got these email, I was trying to do that thing with the email list where I get people to sign up. So I needed cards, and you're right. Vistaprint is so much cheaper than all of its competition, and I know why. Because if you go to the Vistaprint website, you feel like you're back in the 90s. It is just a hilarious JavaScript, just weird links. It's so funny how bad. And I'm like, you guys are a graphic design company, basically. That's what you design cards and shipping, but your website looks like it was made 40 years ago.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and that's one of our sponsors, Vistaprint.
Brought to you, Cavalry, brought to you by Vistaprint. You should get some cards done, which isn't even true. We do everything with all our sticker mules. What we get everything.
That's
made.
right. Oh God, I should reach out to them for a sponsor.
Yeah,
the podcast I did today, he's like, that's how I get my sponsors. I reach out to companies that I actually use. Because I guess he's 6'5" too. So he was like, yeah, American Tall. I asked them to be a sponsor because they do tall clothes. I say, you don't even have to pay me. Just pay me in clothes. So that's how he gets his sponsors. So we should do that.
And that's how he gets his clothes.
I'll reach out to Sticker Mule and be like, hey, look, we use you guys. We talk about you guys. We believe in you guys. Can
That's
we
smart.
have some money?
We've really only talked about them this once, but we can start.
That's right. Well, I mean, that's true. But we do use them.
I'll reach out to Vistaprint.
Right,
we talk about you a lot, and we love your website. It's fantastic. Who does it, by the way?
It's like a running gag how shitty your website is. It's
Yeah.
like every week we bring up your name. So
who does it? Is that guy dead? Okay.
yeah, do you have a little nephew that does your website?
My advice is to keep it tight because you're saying, well, what is it? It's a stamp. It's a couple more cents to add somebody. What's the big deal? Why not send it to a lot of people? Because once you send it to too many people, it's not special. If everybody gets it, nobody gets it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think anyone feels that way. I don't think anyone feels like everyone.
I do. I got it. I was like, oh, we made the Christmas card list. It was a good feeling.
Oh,
ours is my Christmas card is the most exclusive at all. No one gets it.
That's right.
I've yet to deem someone worthy of getting a Christmas card.
Well, I hope that we get one.
Maybe next year, bud.
Too.
Yeah, stay tuned. Okay, that's it. We gotta wrap this up.
All right, I did check to see if we had any backups on the podcast, 5-star reviews. We do not.
Okay, well,
Kyle
this
McClure,
is your opportunity.
Oh, no, I think Kevin's our most recent one. That was November 14th. So this is, people, do you not want to get mentioned on a national podcast?
International
even. I don't know.
A world-renowned podcast that people in our soon-to-be immediate family fall asleep to.
That's right. Just leave a 5-star review with what you need backup on, and we will do it.
And
you got anything you want to plug?
I will be this is so funny because this comes out after New Year's Eve. So not especially,
Oh.
no. I think I'm in Minneapolis end of January or something. So if you live in Minneapolis, look it up.
Okay.
Some comedy club that I haven't really heard of. So I'm sure it's great. That probably means it's like
What
the
is
best
it?
one.
Maybe I've heard of it.
I honestly cannot. It's a funny business one. Laughter.
I know what you're Laugh Camp.
Laughter camp.
Laugh Camp, yeah. I've done it.
Like
That's fun.
Sounds like a punishment. We're gonna send
That's
you.
where they teach you how to laugh.
We're gonna send you to laugh camp.
Yeesh.
Anyway, so come to that if you live in Minneapolis. You have anything?
January 14, 15, Milwaukee. Tell your friends, tell everyone. Laughing Tap. I will be there.
Okay.
I'll sell those out. All right.
All right, buddy. That's it.
All right. That's it.
Patreon for the post show banner that's coming up right now. Thanks for listening to
The Cavalry.